Welcome to Leeds United fans. My name is Philip and I'm joined again this week by Luke. How are things, Matt?
Good, you?
Not too bad, not too bad. And unfortunately, we lost a game against Palace at the weekend. But before we go any further, here's a stat. The last time we bet Palace in Selhurst Park, the scorers were Rod Wallace and Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. And we also got a very overweight Thomas Brolin come on with a bandage on his head, which was perceived to be kicked off by the football, which got the biggest cheer of the whole game. But that's the last time we've beaten Palace at Selhurst Park, and that's a long, long time ago now, man. That's the 90s.
It's a long time ago, but you've got to remember that for 15 plus years we weren't even in the same league as them.
Yeah, true, 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 true. Yeah, very
Technically,
true. But
if you
we've
want to go like consecutively in the same league, it's not that long.
true, true. But we've never really had any luck with Palace anyway.
No, last season we was it last season or the season before we got stuffed by them, but
Hmm.
Bamford had a goal ruled out that shouldn't have been. It was
Oh, that the
it was
arm.
it was pointing where he wanted the ball and they gave him offside.
Oh God, don't remind me about that, man. You'll fucking annoy me again. That was absolutely ridiculous. He was just pointing to where they wanted the ball, like making his run, and he got ruled offside. How is that ever offside?
Yeah, so I think that probably didn't help.
No, 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 no. But it was. I'm never one to criticize a particular player as such, but this time I have to be fucking hard on Cooper because he was all over the place in that game, man. The free kick he gave away for the first goal, he was completely out of position for the second goal. We spoke about this before ourselves during the game. Brilliant team goal. Couldn't knock Eze for his goal, but Cooper was completely at sea. And when Rasmus put in that save and challenge, Cooper just threw himself to the ground. It was just like if something like one of those narcoleptic fucking goats. It was like, what the fuck, yeah, like.
Maybe he's. I mean, again, he's back from injury, so
Mhm.
maybe he's struggling with that.
I don't know, man. I mean, he played well in the last game, but the thing with Cooper is he's liable to have a game like that. I don't know. He was completely all over the place. I honestly believe he was the difference between get. I don't think we'd have won the game, but he definitely cost us the point.
It was. I hate cliches, but it was a game of two halves. We dominated the first
Oh,
half,
for
and then
65 minutes, we were all over them. And then the tide turned.
yeah, it
We
did.
just, and there's a few things as well, too, like Rasmus, he was my man in the match in this game. We're going to touch on the players in a minute. He had Zaha in his pocket, man, until he moved Zaha inside.
He did. He yeah, like you said, you mentioned the reaction to that tackle. I mean, the Palace player probably should have hit it first time and not given him the chance, but he did give him the chance. He took it, and he was so pumped up at making it. He was just up for the game, really up for it.
And I'm not, usually I don't criticize March, but I don't know why he took him off for Bill.
Probably wants to get him some match practice.
Yeah, but I don't know because he was man marking Zaha, and when Zaha moved inside, I don't. I would have kept him man marking him because he had it completely on. He was all over him it was just that was a
Yeah,
strange decision now. But I won't be too hard on Marsh because generally speaking, he's got his decisions right this season outside a couple of occasions. But it was a strange one to take him off. I found. I don't know. I would have left him man marking Zaha myself because he couldn't get anything out of him.
think of it this way though. Probably our best player was Rasmussen.
Oh, without doubt, he was our man of the
Um,
match.
he's the one with the biggest threat to his position in Ailing.
Yeah.
So it's keeping him on his toes.
Oh, very much so. No, and he.
Whereas some positions where there's maybe not as much depth,
Hmm,
we're maybe not getting the best out of players. Like
true.
like Cooper, for example. Who are they going to bring in if he's having off games?
That's it, Lorente. But we don't really have any more strikers in the left back position at the moment, and young
Mm.
Hedge is only 19, and Greenwood is not Greenwood. Jesus Christ, It's out loan at Millwall. What's his name again?
That's well.
Cresswell. Why can't I ever think of his name when we do this? I know his name. Every time we try to do this, I forget his name.
Feature of the podcast.
Exactly. And he's not even playing for Millwall lately either. He hasn't played the last 2 games.
Has he not?
No, he hasn't played the last 2 games.
That seems odd. Top goal scorer, isn't he?
Not sure, but anyways, we'll touch on the players anyway. Meslier did nothing wrong.
No.
Can't be faulted for either of the goals.
No.
Can't. He played well. Good saves, good distribution. It was actually a very good distribution for a change.
Yeah, it's usually not his forte, but no.
A few off passes, but generally speaking, we've done everything right. I couldn't give any bit of criticism to Meslier at all.
No, I had no issues with him whatsoever. Like I say, not a fault for the goals. Both goals were very good finishes as well.
Oh, to worry. Yeah. To be fair, they were both. That was a great header. Like it was a great free kick in as well.
Yeah, it was.
Well, yeah, no perfect. Like.
Yeah, no defending that. So yeah, no, fine for Meslier.
Yeah. Again, Rasmus, we don't need to mention anymore about Rasmus. Brilliant.
Absolutely superb.
Best player, West player. Yeah. Cock, another brilliant game too.
Not sure about that mustache.
Yeah, it's a weird one, but it seems to be working. He's become a really good defender since he grew it, so let's just hope he keeps it.
Keep it, yeah. Again, no issues with Cock. He actually bailed the defence out a couple of times in the first half.
So. Cooper, we've already mentioned, completely all over the place. Just the fucking narcoleptic fucking goat out there falling over, like.
Yeah.
Strike had a great game as well.
Good goal.
The only thing it was a very good goal by him, yeah, very good goal. The only thing that kind of affected him later on in the game was when Rodrigo played that mental cross-field ball and got him into a complete world of trouble that he ended up picking up a yellow card, which kind of you could tell it affected his game then because he was on a yellow, like.
Yeah.
He was pulling out of challenges.
No, he did fine for me. And a very striker's finish.
Yeah. That was a brilliant finish by him now. And good to see him getting into more goal scoring positions because he could be really a threat at set pieces if he had a bit more confidence in himself. I honestly believe that he got a few last season, but I think he really could be a lot more involved in set pieces. But I just think he needs to get that goal and maybe might give him a bit more, kind of urge him a bit more to get into the position again. Like
he's a player that we speak about every week. He's growing in confidence all over the pitch, especially when he comes through. He's still playing left back. So yeah, growing on me rapidly.
Yeah, brilliant. Another brilliant performance by him. And in midfield, we were saying Rocca was the man of the match last week. He was one of the man of the matches, should I say. He was a bit quieter in this game, but he didn't do anything wrong either, though.
No. Yeah. I mean, he's not an attacking midfielder, so he's not a flair player. But he does what he needs to do, and he wasn't at fault for either of the goals. And again, seem to recall him mopping up a few times from Tyler Adams' mistakes. So.
Oh yeah, he was fine. He was fine. He didn't really have the same impact as he had in the previous game, but he was cleaning up everything. He was mopping everything up, as you say, and he was playing good passes. Like he's the kind of player sometimes you mightn't even notice him because he just does all the simple things.
But that's good. That's what you want.
Yeah, that's what he's done well again. And Adams had another decent game as well too. He was trying his best, like.
Yeah, solid. Nothing spectacular.
And Jack Harrison didn't have a great game at all, really. He was a bit oblivious, not oblivious, anonymous, really, in the second half.
Yeah. A few stray passes, tried a couple of things that didn't come off.
Yeah.
But he's one of our best players, and he's allowed the off game here and there.
Yeah, he was just didn't work for him, and of course, Aronson got a great goal. And I didn't know actually didn't get a goal, but he nearly got a goal. Sorry, I should have said that run in was brilliant.
He deserved the goal. What a run! He was fantastic, especially in the first half. He was the danger man.
Yeah, I think he plays better out wide on the right than he does in the middle.
Bit of a challenge for competition for Sinistera then.
I honestly think Aronson is better out wide. When he started off, he was playing out in that role. I don't know. I think even though I won't say he gets lost in the middle, but the middle is more congested. He kind of gets a bit more. What's the word I'm looking for? A bit more freedom out wide a bit. I think.
Well, he showed it.
Mm,
I mean, that run that he when he hit the post and set up Stroud,
mm,
he'd already been class before that. He'd already tried a few things, and
mm,
he was running them ragged. Let's be honest, in that first half
mm.
until their goal.
Yeah. And then he trailed off a bit in the second half, but by that stage, I think just Palace they'd taken control of the game. Like it was,
They had,
they spent 65 minutes looking at us, and then they decided, right, we'll start playing now.
yeah. I mean, the commentators kept saying though, like they're not in the position in the league that they deserve to be in.
It's true though, they're not.
It's true.
Palace are a good team.
I think they're a good team. Yeah, I've got no issue losing 2-1 away at Palace. Same as I didn't have an issue losing 1-0 away at Brighton.
It's just one of those games that could go either way, isn't it?
Yeah.
And they have like the pick like players like Zaha and Eze and what's the other man, Elise, like put in like I don't know if I pronounce his name right there. They put in the free
Yeah,
kick for that.
yeah.
They are very very good players. And your man at the back for them, Anderson, he was a beast.
Yeah, he's come back from injury, hasn't he? Or
Yeah,
spent
the two centre backs played really well now.
The thing is, Elise and Eze, they're both championship players. Both, I think QPR and Reading that they've
Yeah,
brought up and nurtured a bit, and results speak for themselves.
yeah, they are two really good young lads. All right, very very good.
Yeah,
And then Rodrigo, he
again,
was
anonymous.
pretty much the only thing I remember about him in the game was that crazy crossfield ball to Stripe
Yeah,
that got him the yellow card. That's the only thing I remember him doing, really, to be honest.
yeah,
He was just running around. We were saying in the previous chat, we were saying hopefully we'll get him starting in behind Bamford the way that the form was in the earlier in the season, getting into these positions. But he didn't do it. Like he was too deep.
Well, I mean, maybe it's going to take a couple of games for him to bed back into the old system.
I don't know, but that's the thing with Rodrigo. He's either really good or he just doesn't turn up. Like
True.
there doesn't seem to be a bit of middle ground with him. But the game didn't suit him. And Bamford getting back to fitness, he had one great chance that he fluffed. Unfortunately, if he had taken it on his right rather than stabbing it with his left, we would have been
Should have
2-0.
scored.
We should have been 2-0 up. Like
He was off the pace all the game.
hmm.
But that's to be expected. That's not a criticism.
No, he's going to get him back. Like
But I'll tell you what, he chased everything down.
hmm.
Everything.
And
Lost
he's a presence up there. When we don't have him up there, we miss him because we've got nothing to aim at.
Yeah. No, it's not, like I say, it's not a criticism. He's getting back to match fitness.
Hmm.
He should have scored. I
Oh
think
God.
in a couple of games' time, that same chance gets put in the back of the net.
Hmm. And we had another great chance too, where the other defender that played alongside Anderson, I don't remember his name. He was ready to put in a ball, but the two lads were chasing forward. I don't exactly recall which one there was, and he just grabbed him by the shirt and pulled him back.
Yeah.
So Bamford nearly potentially set up a great attack there as well. Like
I'm glad you've brought that up. So that's a red card for me.
it wasn't the last man back though.
No, that's not why I think it's a red card. So we were talking last week about the decisions that are getting made in football. That is blatant cheating.
Oh, completely. Yeah, he was getting ready to just get the ball, and he just grabbed him by pulled him back. Like
It's, there's no there's no footballing ability in what he did. He was past him. He'd gone.
mm-hmm.
I mean, how much more do you have to do to get us? To me, that's a red card. It's pure cheating. Or maybe it's what I want to see introduced, along with a lot of other things about refereeing.
It isn't a way of preventing a goal scoring chance, like
It's pure cheating. If it
because
was up to me,
if
if it was up
Bamford
to
hit
me,
the right pass there was two lads that were in.
well, that's the thing. Yeah, he saw to his left that there was two guys, so he
Mm-hmm.
just, nah, no, you don't.
Yeah.
How how is that allowed? That's pure. It's just pure cheating. But then to me, I'd have if you're proven to be diving, I'd send you off.
I hate diving.
If you were, when you get two guys go for a ball and an arm comes up and it brushes their shoulder and they go down clutching the face, I'd send them off for that. So maybe I'm just being a bit of a hard cunt, but for me, that really pissed me off because
That
it
was
was so
blatant.
fucking blatant.
And
And we did
how was Decorin sent off?
say again. Oh
How was
yeah, the second
Decorin sent off?
tackle.
He got the yellow, and then
Yeah,
he didn't fully lunge on the second one, but that should have been a second yellow.
in the referee, you could see him with the captain and Decore saying, "This is your last chance."
Oh yeah, but that shouldn't have been a last chance. That was a yellow card.
I've seen I've seen less than that get given a second yellow this season. There's no
Yeah, Stera last
consistency.
week
Yeah. Oh yeah.
for two
Classic example.
fucking soft challenges. Like the first one was a yellow for definite. He could have badly hurt Tyler
Yeah.
Adams.
The second.
And
The second.
I don't know. I can't remember. I think it was Aronson with the second one. I think it was, or was it
It was
Harrison?
over towards the left hand side of the field. So Harrison maybe.
Maybe it was either Aronson or Harrison. I'm not entirely sure now, but it was definitely
It wasn't
it
hot,
should have been two yellows.
but there's no consistency.
That's what annoys me, man.
And this is what's pissing me off. And then you factor in that pullback. It wasn't a case of our player going down to show the referee. He literally, if we could have grabbed him by the hair and yanked his head back, he would have done.
Yeah, well, yeah, he was just stopping him no matter what.
It's cheating. And I know that you commentators, in fact, they usually say, "Oh, well, that's good defending. He's took one for the team." Even the summarizer was like, "No, no, no. It's cheating." No, I don't like it. And it's not because it's against my team. That kind of thing pisses me off. It was so blatant.
Yeah,
Can
they
you
were
tell?
that and Bamford's stab that should have been on the left. It was on the right. They were the two chances that would have put us 2-0 up and potentially could have got us 3 points. Like if Palace went 2-0 down, I think we'd have, or even 2-1. I think we would have had more of a chance in the second half with them.
Yeah, there were some definitely iffy decisions made by the ref, but then that's part of the course in football.
And we'll touch on the substitutions. Well, they didn't really do much. Like Alien was on too late. Jaffe maybe had a half chance at the end, but he hit it into the ground.
He put himself about a bit, but he always does. That's what I like about him.
But at that stage, Palace were in complete game management mode. They were just keeping the ball up to their end of the field, like. And he was getting frustrated too. He was giving away free kicks because he was just so enthusiastic, and he was kind of his own worst enemy in that regard. He gave away 2 soft free kicks, like.
He'll learn.
Oh yeah, I know, but and again, like the last game with Click and Bamford, it wasn't that was more of a chance, but he had a chance. He just turned and he just down into the ground and took all the speed out of it and everything, just straight to the keeper. Like, and Somerville didn't do too bad when he went on too, but he was just nothing really to work with, really, because without Bamford in there, he was kind of chasing shadows.
I think overall it wasn't a bad performance. I messaged you after about 20 minutes and I said the closing down by the entire team was unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, you can't maintain that for 90 minutes.
So. That's one thing about this marsh ball system. Sometimes I feel that everything is 100 miles an hour. Sometimes you need to slow it down a bit and just take your time and get into positions. There don't need to be like 5 players in the one area at the same time.
Yeah, true. But again, I'm not overly concerned about the defence, which has been an issue because I think most teams would have conceded those goals. We shouldn't have given away the free kick, but I think they'd put those goals away against pretty much anybody.
Yeah, you couldn't complain about either finish, really, but... no, but that's... of course, we have Arsenal this weekend. We're not getting anything out of that.
No, we're
not a hope. We're not getting anything out of that. If anyone's there thinking we might steal a point,
no.
Give me some of what you're fucking smoking, like.
Yeah, they are. What a turnaround.
They're class.
I'd love to see them win the league. I know it's really early.
Yeah.
I'd rather them than Man City.
The only problem is that they have 11 great players, but they've no depth. If they pick up a couple of suspensions or a couple of injuries, they're in trouble, like.
Yeah. Nketiah's doing well though.
Is he even playing?
Oh yeah. He what game did I see? He scored a goal. I'm sure it was the Liverpool game. It was either the Liverpool game or the game before.
I haven't really. I've just been following the highlights. As far as I was concerned, it was all Martinelli and Jesus and Odegaard and they were putting Saka that were the first the starting four in those positions. Like,
Oh no, Nketiah's getting on, and I'm sure he started. Maybe it wasn't the Liverpool game. Maybe it was the game before, and he started, and a shot came in. Keeper saved it, and it came out towards the defender, and he just stuck it like full pace. He stuck his foot out and put it away from
all
about
right,
12 yards. It was a really good finish for you know the speed it was coming at him.
he's a
But
good little player, but he just didn't fit in at least the time. The system didn't suit him at all.
I tell you what, though, I'm just going to turn away because I want to look up a fact because the commentator on that game that I watched said something which really I can never spell his bloody name, Nketiah.
Hmm.
So here we go, Eddie Nketiah for Arsenal. Whatever they were saying was wrong. They were saying something like his goals to game average is really good. It
No, no,
isn't.
it's not.
No, it isn't. So that was completely meaningless. I apologise to you all.
No, no, look at these. But anyways, we'll move on from that. And I think the following two games after that are really going to tell us where we really, really are. It's Fulham and Leicester City after that.
I want 6 points from that.
If we don't get 6 points from that now, I think we could be in trouble. I don't think we're going to go down.
But we'll be in the battle.
It's just like we're kind of getting drawn in a bit. I know we're getting young. The Sinistero will be back in the next game. It's against Arsenal, so we can forget about that. It's just about getting them a bit more match sharp, and hopefully against Fulham and Leicester City we'll pick up some points because we're starting to get dragged in. But because if you look at it, the teams we've beaten and getting results from, two of them have lost their managers.
Yeah.
The others are in danger of getting the chop as well too. So
Yeah, Fulham have gone right off the boil. They started
they're
well.
they're, they're in serious trouble. So Leicester are stale. So
Yeah,
we need at least 4 points from those two games.
I want six. There's no reason not to get 6 points from them.
Oh, I know, but I'm just saying with at least four. We
At
want at
least.
least four.
When was our last win?
Our last win. It's our last win against Chelsea. It was, yeah. We've only won two. We
Yeah.
bet Wolves and we bet Chelsea, and we haven't beaten anyone since.
So that's a curse then.
Yeah, it's. I'm not going to be one of those people that's going to jump on Marsh because
No,
he's working what he's doing when he's doing well what he's working with.
it
I
needs
think
to be a long-term project.
And the under 21's done very well again there this week too. Willie got his first goal, and
That
amazingly
was a tough
Perkins
game.
didn't get a goal, which is amazing. That was his first time in 11 games. He
It was a really, really tough game from what I saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sunderland actually, I'd say dominated a lot of that game.
Yeah. Sunderland traditionally always have a good underage team anyway. They always have.
Yeah,
But
so clean sheet and a win.
hmm.
I'm happy with that.
But I think now when we're coming into these games, I think they're going to have to start playing them.
Yeah, 10 minutes here, 15 minutes there, just to get him used to it.
I know they're bringing through Somerville, but I think Willie needs to be starting to put. I know he's only getting used to the team, and I'm not saying to put him in and start him or anything, but he needs to be getting minutes now. I really think
He's a full Italy international playing
just
in
let
our
him
under
in there and let
21.
him run at defenses and see what he can do.
The more I think about that concept, the fact that we've got, he's not just got one cap either.
I mean, he has five.
He's five Italy caps, and he's in our under 21 team.
And he's got
That's
2
hilarious.
goals for Italy, I believe.
Yeah, that's hilarious that he's in our youth team.
Yeah, but he will come into the team. But I think we need to start getting him in there sooner rather than later because We're
I think
we're,
it's going
we're
to
starting to get
happen.
dragged into it, like, and that's even
I think it's
Cock
going
is.
to happen. I think it's going to happen sooner than you think because I don't know if Bamford's going to be the same.
Yeah. And then there's this thing in the media there saying that we've agreed terms with Cody Gakpo for January. We're not getting Gakpo in January.
Hmm.
You can look at his goals and assists in Holland, man. He's going to Real Madrid or somewhere like that. He's not going to Leeds.
I mean, stranger things have happened. We got Rafinha.
We did, yeah, but we got him when he wasn't that well known.
We got some.
Gakpo has taken off like a fucking bat out of hell in the Dutch league this year. I think he has something like it's. I don't know. I can't quote the exact stats of goals and assists, but they're really, really, really good. Like,
Oh, he's a quality player.
and we really fucked up by chasing that young lad, the Belgian lad that went to AC Milan. We should have gone in for Gakpo when we had the chance. If we'd moved on him earlier, we potentially would have got him. Like,
Who says he wants to go to Real Madrid?
oh,
Not
I don't know, but
everybody.
I'm just saying that if he goes anywhere, like, I could imagine it would be a Real or somewhere like that he'd end up going to, because
I
he is
admit,
that good. Like,
I admit that it looks weird that he'd want to come to us, but not everybody wants to play for one of those big clubs. At least not straight away, because I mean, I know they've got agents in their ear and all that,
mm-hmm.
but is he going to play at Real Madrid?
That's it too. Like, but
He'll play for
but
us.
maybe because of the Feyenoord have got it's not Feyenoord who plays for PSV. Sorry, have such financial issues. Maybe we might get him in on January because they need the money, and then maybe we might have him for a year or 18 months.
Yeah,
I don't know it, but I just
because doing it in the Dutch league is not the same as doing it in our league.
I know I'm fully aware of that, but he's he's one of those players that everyone is watching now. Like,
Oh, he is good.
a few months ago, nobody knew who he was. Now everyone is watching him. Like,
I knew him from FIFA. I always buy the fast wingers.
oh yeah. Well, anyways, we'll leave it at that now for this roundup. And if you enjoy this, like, share, and subscribe. And we were trying to be a bit earlier this time, but we had a couple of things going on. But we'll try and get the Arsenal game in a bit quicker this time. And if you, we won't be too happy after this one. I wouldn't say.
No, so you seem to have a trademark of always forgetting Cresswell's name. So I think my trademark for this is going to be hating Tyrone Mings. I'm just putting it in there for this one because I want it in there. I'm going to get that in every single episode. How much I hate Tyrone Mings.
I think Stevie G might be in trouble too because after the draw with Forest last night, now I think that might be getting close to the end. Now it has to.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
No, but
And
hopefully they keep him there longer because we need teams to be shit. Rogers better stay at Leicester. Don't get rid of Silva at Fulham. Wolves. Make sure you keep this manager hunt going on for another 2 months. Just make sure to give us a bit of breathing space.
yeah, I agree.
All right. Cheers. Thanks very much. Cheers.
See ya.